Hey guys, Eric here, and today we are going to solve a problem that I have. And if you happen to have this coffee machine or this espresso machine right here, hopefully this can solve the problem with it if you're having this problem as well, because I get the feeling online that a lot of people are having this issue, and I believe there's an easy solution for it. So first I'm going to show you the problem, and then hopefully I'll show you how to solve it. So this right here is the Ninja Luxe Café. This is a really fancy espresso machine. It's got a lot of really cool features and I really like it. I've been using it now for a long time, but recently I've ran into a weird issue and I was doing a bunch of research on it. I believe there's a fix for it and we're gonna test this fix and make sure it works. But basically, I'll show you what the issue is. So I'm gonna pull a shot and right away, you're gonna notice right here, the grind setting is set to 1. A grind setting of 1 isn't great. And I'll show you what happens. This is the lowest that the grind setting goes. There isn't a way to actually set it any lower than this. And I'll show you what happens to the shot I pull. So let's go ahead, put this in. Got some decent quality beans in there. Let it do its thing. And we'll start the grind. So the grind is finished and that's what it looks like. Not too bad. You would think, okay, that's fine. Looks fine enough, but this is what happens. I'm gonna tamp it and then I'm gonna pull the shot. So that's the coffee after the tamp and you can already start to see an issue. We're gonna pull it and I'll show you the other part of the problem. I'm gonna pull the shot into this glass cup so you can see it better. Now keep in mind, this is the lowest grind setting possible on this coffee machine. Give it a minute to heat up here. All right, look at that. That is a ridiculously fast shot and it just kind of dumps out coffee. That's not number 1 and it shouldn't be. And when I first got it, that wasn't number 1. So that's the issue. We have to fix it because it's not grinding right. Now, I've tried doing what Ninja recommends, which is taking out the hopper and cleaning out the burrs. And that didn't fix it. I've cleaned them out multiple times at this point and it didn't work. So, but we do have to get in there. So really loved this machine when I first got it before it had this issue. So we're gonna remove this hopper. You take the lid off and you can twist this and then the whole hopper comes out. Thing we have to do is we have to clean up those beans, get those beans out of there because we need to get down to the burrs. Once you have the beans mostly out, you can take this metal piece and twist it, and then you can lift it up. I still have a bunch of beans in there. I'm gonna clean these burrs once again, but I need to get the bottom set of burrs out, and there's still some beans in there. The easiest way to get those out I have found is to use a vacuum. The next part of this is to get the bottom burrs out. Now this is a nut, but it requires you to twist it. And normally it'd be right to tighten it, but this is right to loosen. And that's so it doesn't loosen up while it's grinding. So you have to twist it to the right. You need a little socket for this. Always helpful to have a little 10mm socket. And I believe that's what this is. Yeah. And that'll loosen it right up. Now we'll pull it out. There's the little nut, this little top piece. And now we can lift the burrs right out. All right, so this is the top set of burrs right here. Oop, you need that washer. That washer is right there. But this is the top set of burrs right here. This washer also helps keep that top nut from coming off. So you need that. But what else I need is right down there. So I'm gonna vacuum this out as well because there's a lot of coffee in there and I'll show you what we're gonna do. If you look deep, right deep in there, you'll see there's a little shim washer on the bottom. I'll pull it out so I can show you better what it looks like. Okay, so mine had 2 of these shim washers on the bottom. One is actually thinner than the other. One is probably a 0.1 millimeter shim, and I think this one is a 0.3 millimeter shim. The outside diameter of these is 16 millimeters. The inner diameter is 10 millimeters. Again, I have one 0.3 and one 0.1. Now what different machines, I mean not different versions, but every one of these machines is different. Some of them only have one shim, some of them have no shims. And I think that's just due to difference in the slight differences in the manufacturing process and stuff like that, that they need to have adjusted. Now, I don't know what happens if like the burrs settle down or whatever over time and the bottom burr gets further away from the upper burr. This is what I've got to fix it. I have a whole bunch of shims that are the exact same size. Now these are, I just want to double check. Yeah, these are the 0.1 millimeter shims, so like the thin one. And I'm just gonna add 2 of them to try and push this burr closer to the upper burr, and hopefully that will reset our settings. I'll put, these were a little bit hard to find even online, so I'll put a link in the description of where I got these. They weren't expensive at all, but it's just hard to find the exact measurements. So I'm gonna take, yeah, these are very, very thin. I'm gonna take 2 of these and just like that, put them together, and hopefully this will push our burr closer to the thing. I might do 3 because these are really thin and I want it to be good. So we're gonna start with 3, and I'll show you where I put these. These shims go right down here over that bolt, and you just want to make sure they're all the way at the bottom, just like that. They sit right down there. Okay, and now we can clean off our burrs and get them installed, and we'll see if we fix the problem. I just blew it off with my little blower here. Really, really clean. Now we're gonna do the same to the upper burr. All right, so it's time to get our bottom burr back in. So the bottom burr's got 3 holes on the bottom, and those 3 holes go where those 3 pegs are down there. So you just slide it on until it slides down. And then you wanna put the lock washer on. That's this one, lock washer. And then you wanna put this metal piece on, just like that. And then you wanna put this on, and remember it's gonna be left to tighten this one. It is an opposite thread nut, and I'm gonna hand tighten it at first, and then I'm gonna use my little socket to just give it a little bit of tight. You don't want it that tight, but just a little bit tighter. There we go, that should be good. Here's our top burr, and you wanna align that little arrow with the little arrow down there that says align, just like that, and then you turn it to the right till it clicks. That locks it into place. Now we can install the hopper. Hopper goes in, just like that. Twist that to lock it in place. And let's add some beans. All right, so this might take a couple shots before it's actually calibrated properly because the burrs are in a completely different spot now. So we're gonna try to grind and see what happens. I am going to up it to grind setting 3, and we're gonna see what happens when we grind. Okay, it's struggling, so we definitely know the burrs are closer together. I think 3 might be even too low now. All right, I have it set to 5. We're gonna grind and we'll listen to it. That sounds better. It's definitely grinding better, so those washers helped. We'll take a look at the shot. We'll take a look at the grind once it's done. So this is grind setting 5 now, and even 5 might be a little low, but look at that. That is way more uniform and a much finer grind. I am going to distribute this and then tamp it, and then we'll pull the shot. Got it tamped, it looks much better. All right, let's pull the shot and see how it comes out. Oops. All right. Let's see if we fixed the problem. Look at that. Much slower shot. think we're getting some channeling there, but that's probably due to my tamping technique. But a much slower shot. Much better. So even the machine thought that shot was a little fast and it readjusted it to 3. So we can pull another shot at 3, but let's try this one. The difference in the aroma is already noticeable. Oh, that's so much better than it was. I do think that I'm gonna pull another one at 3, and we will try that, see if it's better. This is at grind setting 3. Let's pull the shot. Look at that. All right, so that was at grind setting 3. It smells so sweet. It just changed everything. Oh my gosh, it makes such a difference. Okay, I think we fixed this problem. And I have extra washers in case this ever happens again, if I need to add more shims or whatever later. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but I think we have corrected our issue that we were having. I'm so glad I was able to get that issue fixed for my Ninja Luxe Café because I absolutely love this espresso machine. And after doing my research online, I found that this was the fix for it, and I just tried it. That was my first time trying it. I hadn't done it before, and it worked beautifully. I'm now able to once again pull amazing shots from my espresso machine. So if you've got this espresso machine and you are experiencing this issue, I hope you found this video helpful. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Problem Solved.